Good idea, first thing to do is make a guide. So there's a vertical guide. Next we want to look at the colours, and we want an intermediate colour, a dark one for the button and slightly lighter ones for the highlights. So now we're going to fill the background with the intermediate colour. Make a new layer for the button, transparent background. Now go select the ellipse select tool. If we look at the properties of the select tool, I want to have expand from center and a fixed aspect ratio, just to make life easy for myself. So there's the selection, and I want to fill it with the dark button color, which is that one. So that's the basic button. New layer for first highlight, and just want to change one setting in the select tool, which is the feathering. So now make a new selection slightly bigger than the first one, and because we've got the grid on and snap on, it'll snap to the center. Fill it with the intermediate highlight color, and it's a nice fuzzy selection, as you see. Now we can see the layers, and if we go to deselect everything and go to the move tool, click somewhere in the circle and drag it across, go to the screen and modes and opacity and make it less opaque. And we can do the same now for the lighter color. Same settings, but bump the feathering up and make the selection larger again, and the light color for the fill. Same thing, deselect it, move the whole window around. And now we can apply the screen and opacity, screen mode and opacity, to fade it in. And you can see what the button looks like if you turn the background off. That looks okay, so we'll leave that. Now we'll tidy it up, and I'll make a selection. And I'll invert it, so now we're looking at the background. I'm just going to cut the background. You can see in the layer how it changes. Same for that layer. Cut the background, Control X, and that's what it looks like. Deselect everything. Now we'll put a new layer in, which is the image I want to map, and we'll go to map and sphere. That was a bit quick, but that's what it is. We'll move it around. Put on screen and adjust the opacity again. Blend it in. That looks okay. What we'll do now is add a layer, put a highlight on, a little highlight. I'm using a fuzzy brush here and white, and you can adjust the opacity of that layer, but it's pretty dim anyway, and that looks okay. Now if we want to make a quick bezel, we'll choose a paintbrush, in this case a round paintbrush, hard edged, and I want to use the colour from the gradient, and I want to use foreground to background, but I wanted black and white, so we'll revert that to black and white. Everything else remains the same. Go to the select tool, and I want to go from the center, and I want it fixed, so there's a selection, a little bit larger than the button. Go to edit, stroke the selection, stroke with the paint tool, which remember has the gradient, and there's a really quick bezel. Maybe not wonderful, but okay.